Hmm. Am I back or did it completely drop? I think I'm back. Am I back? Hello, 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 hello. I think we're good. Thank you, Bear. Okay. So it's very, very odd. So one line knows more about this stuff than I do, but I switched internet providers. I didn't have a great signal. I didn't have a very strong signal at the opposite end of the house to where they put all the hardware. So I got a Wi-Fi extender. When I got the Wi-Fi extender, I then set up two separate networks for 2.4 and 5. Oh look, apparently I'm now live. Thanks, Stream Elements. And I was connected via an Ethernet cable on the last stream, and I was using the hardwire for the connection. And after about 2 hours, which we're at now, it just dropped. And I checked, and it said there's no internet connection, there's no connections available. And what I had to do to get it back up and running was to switch to one of the two Wi-Fi cards I have, which got me back up and running. So I assumed, obviously, that it was the wired connection. There's nothing else dropped out. My phone was still working on it. Everything else was fine. So I thought it was good. Everything was rosy in the garden, as they say, and I was back in business. And then today, I streamed for about 2 hours, and it drops again. And again, when I looked at my Wi-Fi, it's like, oh, there's no devices, there's no networks, there's nothing to connect to, which is so weird. Eventually, it did come back up and show me something, and then I was able to select one of the networks and reconnect, and here we are. But I really don't know what's going on. If I'm going to stream for 2 hours and then it's going to disconnect every time, it's not sustainable. So, yeah. Disappointing. I just need to figure out why it's doing it. Fiors, no, not you're not Fiors, Berlin, and I'll tell you why you're not Fiors, because it's on a timer, and when it detects who's Fiors in the stream, it then puts a reset on it for 12 hours. So unless I do a stream over 12 hours and it disconnects and then we come back on, then you won't be Fiors. But also, when I came back, Ice Bear was unofficially first and Ninja was second. So, yeah. But you were a turd, to be sure, to be sure. So, there we have it. Thank you, Kilted. So, yeah, hopefully we can run for a bit longer before it drops out again. So we'll see how it goes. I will say, though, that having the extra speed and also saving $20 a month, having switched from Spectrum, is actually quite nice. So, yeah. So, interestingly, we've gone to an ad break, but it hasn't brought up the bar that it should at the bottom of the chat template showing that there's ads. So, I don't know. I think once your stream drops out like that and comes back, you're kind of just grateful for having a connection. So, I'm not going to be too upset about that not working. I'm sure it'll be back working on the next stream. But anyway, I also feel now that I need a coffee. So, got 2.5 minutes left of ads. So, I'm going to go BRB and I'll be back hopefully just about when the ads finish. All right. Thanks everybody for sticking around. I shall BRB.
Hey, does anybody want coffee?
I'm at a funny angle because I'm scratching my ankle. I have bug bites. But I hate mosquitoes are really with a burning passion. If I get a flamethrower and get all the mosquitoes, I would happily make the investment. Anyway, enough about my pet peeves. Let's finish looking at the assets. Hopefully Bear is still with us. So yeah, we had the skyboxes, we had the turn something into pixels, we had the Pixel Hero Maker, we had the retro horror template. Retro shaders was a bunch of different shaders to give retro looks. Then we got to the horror template, which I did put in my cart, but I don't know. It's only $2.10, and it does link in with a retro horror pack, which I already have. However, we did look through my assets and find out that I already do have a whole bunch of zombies, and some which would match style, kind of PS2 style. So I don't know. Long shot here, but you may want to check DHCP release time settings for your router and/or extender. See if either is 2 hours. Would they ever be set at 2 hours? That seems almost dangerously low. I mean, I get how DHCP works, you know, and you end up with a dynamic IP address. But I'll be very surprised if it's only set to 2 hours, especially since I have streamed successfully. I mean, it's been in for 3 weeks now, and I haven't had any issues. So I'd be very surprised if that is what it is. I'm not saying it's not that. I mean, it's a possibility, but to not be set to that initially and not have any issues, and then suddenly get them, I don't know. But it's something to check. Thank you. I'll make a note. Yeah, it does seem a bit of a coincidence. It was 2 hours each time. So clearly something going on. Maybe I'll try the reboot and call back. I'll just power everything off. I did power the router off the last time it did it, because I thought there was an issue with the whole network, and it wasn't. It was just anything from the Wi-Fi extender. So yeah. But it almost presents like it's the whole network, because I can't even see different networks to switch to if it was just the extender. I don't know. I mean, it gives me the globe symbol in the system tray. When you click on it, it's just like, I don't know, there's no connections, no network cards, nothing. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we stream next time, we stream on, what's going to be the next stream? Saturday. We do Sandbox Saturday, and it also drops at 2 hours. There's going to be a loud screaming noise from yours truly. Then, you know, twice you can say is probably a coincidence, but 3 times I think it becomes a pattern. So, yeah, we'll see. No harm, no foul. I mean, we're back up and running, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I did have this in my cart, but even don't want to spend $2.10 on something that, you know, I might actually have something already in my collection. Smokes, we were just talking about you. Were your ears burning? We were just saying that you're one of Twitch's newest affiliates, and we want everybody to go and follow you. And we tried to get a clip, and it's like, no, sorry, still no clips yet. So, yeah, we couldn't get a clip, but it did do the Fancy Pants shout out. So you should see that in your OBS feed. But welcome on in. We're gonna have to get you some clips, aren't we? So you can encourage people more to drop you a follow. Oh, and for those that don't know, when I said earlier that, you know, you should go and subscribe to Smikes, but you won't get a founder's badge. Do you know how I know you won't get a founder's badge? Because there's only 10, and guess who grabbed the last one? I don't know. It's a mystery. We might have to contact Scooby and Shaggy so they can find out what's going on. But yeah. There are no more left. Sorry. Sold out. Big sold out sign. All right. So, looking at the last of the assets on sale today, we have this one here, the Retro Horror template, which is currently in my cart. But like I say, no, it's only $2.10. And you add tax on and it becomes $3. And do I even want to spend $3 on something that's normally only $6.99 anyway? I don't have an immediate need for, and although it is an add-on for this pack here that I already own, I could just throw my own zombies into it that I already have. So I'm going to say no on this one, which means look at my cart. You can actually take it out of the cart. Remove. Okay, so let's keep going. See if there's anything else that tickles my fancy. Did that. Retro Horror City, we looked at that. It's good. I'd probably, if I was working on a zombie game right now, like say, I don't know, Ice Bear Bear is, then this is actually a good scene. I'm rubbish at creating levels, so when anything comes with a demo scene like this, I'm always happy because, you know, I can modify a demo scene so it doesn't look like the demo scene anymore, but trying to create them from scratch, a little bit more challenging. Yeah, this comes with all the buildings and all the props you'd expect to use in a horror city, funnily enough. Maybe put grain on the finish line and say it's vegan zombie racing. See, Sparky, I feel like any minute now you're going to join the game jam. Coming up with all these ideas. 90.5. It's too hot. It's too hot. Nobody can live in Texas. It's too hot. I'm living on the surface of the sun, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I haven't lived on the surface of the sun to use it as a point of reference, but just way too hot. Are there sites for buying sprite assets for non-Unity devs? Yes. I don't actually use sprites myself because I'm solely working in 3D. I don't like that temp at all. I don't either, Bear, and it's only going to go up. I think today's high they said is, well, they said originally 99. So yeah, it's going to be fun to look forward to. Yes, Mike, you want to use somewhere like Game Dev Market? They have sprites. I think Envato, ENVATO, I think they have some 2D assets as well. Keep your eye on Humble Bundle. Or, you know, don't keep your eye on Humble Bundle, but just join my Discord server for anybody that wants assets for free. And also you get announcements on there of the Humble Bundles as they drop. Sometimes Humble Bundles will have either 2D and 3D assets, or sometimes they're just solely 2D. So that's a good way. Game Jam's just too much work to create my own sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably about as good at creating my own assets as I am at level design, which, as people will tell you, it's not good. So that's why I like sales like this, where I can treat myself at a discount to add to my collection. All right, Toon City, 6 games. 6, I've mentioned them before. They've been in a previous sale that we looked at, and I do have, now we've got FedEx, so the dogs are going to go bananas again. If they start yapping, I'll just mute the mic. They probably will. Am I going to get squashed? JD, I'm terribly sorry. And for those that weren't here earlier, remember, Saturday, Sandbox Saturday, I might have a world premiere of my newest redemption, which I haven't mentioned yet, and is top secret. Yes, I did air quotes because when you see what it is, top secret will be relevant. So there we go. There's the yapping. They delivered to my neighbour, and now FedEx is driving away, and that's when they decide to bark. Good dogs. Yeah, so Sandbox Saturday, even if it's not finished, I'm going to demo it So you'll either be able to redeem the newest redemption, or I'll be showing you what it is. And it's not on a randomizer, so there won't be any, oh, JD loses. You'll just be able to use it. Okay, so like I said, 6 games came up in sale on a previous day, and I said that I have their racing asset, which has monster trucks, and well, it's a free Toon gas station. It's a free. GG's, JD's, does dev, secret agent, man. I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny whether that has any relevance or not, Bear. All I can say is that, you know, if you want to show up on Saturday Sandbox Saturday, one of those ways around, then I will show it off. I started work on it yesterday, and I think it's mostly, I've got the mechanics down, I've got the functionality working. I just need to add some final polish to it and a couple of extra bits. Yeah, so I'll be curious to see what people think. If nobody likes it, if people think it's awful, if it's the worst redemption you've ever seen on any stream ever, including the built-in Twitch ones, then I'll remove it, possibly. So yeah. A police car and helicopter. These are great models, and they're free, and they've always been free as far as I'm aware. I have the gas station. Low poly weapons. Didn't really want, so I didn't grab that. But look, 50% off their Toon City people. This Toon Racing is the one I already own. But yeah, it looks like all of their assets are 50% off, apart from the ones at the flash deals. The Toon City is 70% off. I already own the Fantasy Nature and the Harbour Pack. But yeah, some good deals to be had on the 6 assets. Alright, so that was Toon City. If you have a need, I've got a lot of low poly cities, to be honest. If this was like 90%, 98% off, I might get it just because it's a nice art style. But I have so many city assets. Probably not. Alright, I think it was Ocular Malice that was in here earlier that said about they're probably going to get the farming engine. Yeah, so if you want to do a farming game like Stardew Valley, this might be the asset to get. And why spend $49 when today, for the next 21 hours and 54 minutes, you can get it 70% off at less than $15. Just click the link that's pinned to the top of chat, and you too can see today's flash deals. That's pretty good though. Quite comprehensive. You can get some aminals. Oh, cows, sheepies. Plant your stuffs. Some payrolls. Got a UI for your inventory. What I hope is in here, and I'm not going to dig in too deep, but I like when you get packs like this, and if it is a farming game, that they have things like the vegetation in different stages of growth, so that you don't just have to like change the scale on it to make one plant look bigger. That's what I think sets some farming games aside from others. Oh, even got some fishing in there as well. I love farming games. What's your favourite, Sparky? Is it Stardew Valley or is it something else? Hello, Porky. I guess because the word farm was mentioned, I think that's why Porky made an appearance. But this is very nice. Have a quick look and just see if the reviewers agree. Reviews. Ooh, look at that. 32 5-star, 1 4-star, 1 3-star. Love it. Thanks for this comprehensive package. Totally awesome. Very organized. Truly the most helpful and amazing designer. So what are the bad reviews? Character level section is not working. The level bar is hidden by default. You can turn it on inside the UI canvas prefab. We'll do it. And then I guess the other reviewer. Oh. Let's just check out the 3-star review. Okay, that was that one. Let's check out the 4-star review. It's a very good asset, but it looks almost the same as the survival engine. I would like you to add a little more specialized function for farming game. The lack of a weather system is fatal. I look forward to future updates. I do love Stardew, but I like Luma Island recently too. Harvest Moon on SNES. Ooh, good call. One line. My daughter loves Harvest Moon. Awesome. So many good memories of it. She had it on the DS. I've never played Harvest Moon. Would you say, and obviously we don't want to end up in court, but would you say that Stardew Valley is heavily based on Harvest Moon or not? Got my digestives again today, Sparky, so they're my dunkers. Explosive dunkers. She had it on the DS. Not, I would say yes. Well, look at that. We got 2 opposing opinions, which I cannot comment because I've not played either. I've watched playthroughs of Stardew, haven't played it myself, and I know of Harvest Moon, but I haven't played it. I would say I have no idea. I don't know Stardew. It's a quick way to check. Going on images alone, of course, we're not looking at playthroughs or doing a deep dive, so nope, sorry, nope. JD is quite adamant, so I don't know. And when it comes to playability, I wonder if Stardew Valley has more involved gameplay, given that it's a PC game. Maybe since this was Game Boy and DS by the look of it, maybe it's a bit more cutesy and more superficial. I don't know. I have no idea. Thank you, JD, for fixing the calendar. Appreciate that. Because sometimes it gets a bit broken, and for some reason it shows the Android image. But all is well now. All is restored in the world. I forgot about that side of Stardew. Yeah, you can actually have girlfriends and stuff. Found Harvest Moon on the DS to be less cutesy, really. That's interesting because Nintendo style is usually cutie patootie, isn't it? They usually go for the cutesy style, so interesting. Stardew is a lot of story too and gossipy about the town folk. Aha. Makes sense. So a lot more narrative in Stardew. You can also put the mayor's shorts in a stew. What? Imagine how the devs sat around the table and went, So Does anybody have any fresh ideas for what we can put into this game? And then somebody that had obviously been either inebriated or, you know, high on something, put their hand up and they went, you know what we should do? We should put the mayor's shorts in a stew. Yeah, I mean, it was one guy, but he might have sat around the table with his mum or something. And she might have said, you know what'd be funny? Let's put the mayor's shorts in a stew. And he might have gone, no, mum, no, I'm going back down to the basement now. You're not coming up with any good ideas. You're not helping. And then ultimately, he put it in just to placate his mother, which is cute. It's a cute story. I mean, completely fabricated, but it's a cute story.
Why did the developer cross the road? Because the unit tests were greener on the other side.
What is going on? Why? How is... Ooh! Panicky!
So now I've got to find out why my webcam is balked. Because what it should have done was gone like that, like it did before OBS or my internet dropped earlier. I think that's the first loss today. I was saying earlier that my luck is not holding at all. Everybody seemed to be winning, so... Other way around, he tried putting his shorts in his mother's stew and got in trouble, and this was his revenge. Yeah. Oh, hello. Haven't had the outline for a while.
What's the time? What's the time? What's the time?
Yeah. So apparently the disconnection has balked my webcam. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. But in the meantime, JD does dev. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? It's one of my favourite redemptions, and people hardly ever use it. Okay, so preset 2. Here it is. I put some blue tint over it because it was very white and very bright, and
I got fired from a florist. Apparently I took too many leaves.
Too many leaves. I'm not sure that's grammatically correct, but I get the joke. And I don't blame JD because, you know, he didn't make the joke, he just redeemed it. So thank you for that. All right, so let's have a quick look and find out what. Thank you. You can never have too many fake disconnects, especially when you've had an actual disconnect, right? Because that's great. That's the best time to do it. Thank you, JD. Thanks so much. Okay. Let me just do a quick test on this one. And then if we look for this and then try this. No. So those two redemptions are pretty much balked. Anything that tries to control the webcam. So I'm gonna have to do a restart for that. And given some of the technical issues I have today, where also my neon signs keep flicking on and off, which is very distracting. I think I might call it a day. What I'm going to try and do, I have an appointment tomorrow, which is why I'm streaming today instead. Before the next Rescue Ball stream, which is Monday, so it gives me a little bit of time. I'm going to try and get the directional arrow working, and also get the camera working as well, so that we're at least making some progress on the game. If you call it a day too much, you'll make it weak. I'll call it a day 7 times, maybe. Bruce, how are you doing? Welcome in. Just in time for the raid. Let's have a look, see who we're going to raid out to today. Who's on? Ideally, somebody that's raided us recently that we haven't raided before. Oh, Finite is on. Oh wait, did we raid Finite? I need to look at my...
Here are 10 reasons why out-of-bound success is bad. Number 11 may surprise you.
Number 11. You can't even say 11 properly, GLaDOS. What's going on with you? Do you need some reprogramming? See, Buddy brings his own jokes. Doesn't need a joke machine. Buddy is a joke machine. Oh, just like jokes just off the top of his head, just like that. Okay, so let's have a look at my secret Discord channel for raid targets and see who we have raided.
You
All
think
right.
Q is spelled just with Q and 4 silent letters, but it's not. They're just waiting their turn.
Alright, so in reverse order, our raid targets have been Lana Lux, Supreme Doom 56, Shark Geek, Science Streams, Matt
Thank you
Beats.
so much, Layla Coaster, for the raid.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Bit gamey.
Welcome in, Layla. Let's watch a clip.
New thing from in .NET that allows you to do C# in the front end, and it's really cool. So
I like
we'll
that.
see,
I like that overlay.
We'll see how it goes with us learning it. So Ramadi says, Rick, yeah, I'm an old C++ developer, and I know Mac, Linux, and even most Unixes will support a beep sound. That's not a very...
There we go. We were just about to raid out, funnily enough, Layla, and you were on my list. I was like, let's see who we raided out before, and I didn't know if I'd raided you recently. And looking back through my... Well, back to July the 11th, it looks like we haven't raided you, so I still owe you a raid. Maybe I'll catch you next time. But how are you doing, Layla? Good to see you. Thanks for the raid. Much appreciated. What were you getting up to today on your stream? What did I miss? Yes, JD, thank you. No, Bruce, I don't, but thank you. Them's the rules. Is that a rule? Is it a rule? If somebody raids in, you have to go for another hour? I feel like that's not an actual rule. Ice Bear with the drop. Are you going to land score 99 plus? Oof. Never mind. Snazziest of clips. Clip thingy, I mean, that clip is old. Yeah, it seems to like just pick one at random. So, yeah. But you know, a clip's a clip, so there is that. Next time I'll raid you. How does 007's doorbell ring? Dong. Ding dong. Okay, alright. I'm good. I hope you had a good stream. Yeah, I mean, we ran for a couple of hours and then the internet connection dropped and I managed to restore it and we ran for a little bit longer. But the same thing happened last stream, which is very odd. We should go for about 2 hours and then it drops out. Like there's some kind of threshold there. Like the rule that Nerdwino is amazing. Yes, that's a rule. Nerdwino, how are you doing? Good to see you. So we were laying out furniture. Oh, okay. I feel like, do I have a Layla command? I feel like I do. I do not. Why do I not have a Layla command? That's insanity. We should have a command for everybody that is working on games, but I will work on that. So we got the Fancy Pants shout out and we got the clip and we got to find out what you were doing today. So welcome in everybody. Thanks again, Layla, for the raid. Always nice when people want to bring their peeps over to my corner of the Twitcher sphere. We should probably, instead of showing the browser, show Unity. So my name is BitGamey. I usually work on this game you can see here called Rescue Ball. And the high level pitch is that you play as a rescue ball. You have to rescue people from this Japanese city before the sea monster floods the city, comes up, gets angry, shakes his fists, and yeah, I'll just give you a quick demo. So this is the city. All right, fairly standard Japanese city. So if I hit play, and then I'll trigger the flood, and you'll see him flood the city. As the rescue ball, you have to rescue the people, take them to higher ground, before Sea Monster gets mad and does his thing. We've got birds flying around, we've got cars, a traffic system, cars driving around, and people to be rescued. So if I press the F key here, F for flood, here he comes, all big and angry, and then he's going to shovel the water into the city, which we're working on getting that to look better. But there we go. Then he goes away when he's done his thing. City floods, at which point hopefully you'll be up on top of the building, the HQ, if you will, where you can rescue people, and then the water subsides and resets, and yeah, it's ready to go again. So that's where we're at with this. But I would encourage everybody, probably not those that came over in the raid because they already know how fantastic Layla is, but to drop Layla a follow. Okay, and you can see her working on, is it the third? I want to say the third tourist, if I remember rightly. There's a rule now for you, only you. Okay, I don't enforce the rules, I just make them up. I like that. I like that. I'm going to steal that. I don't know where I'm going to use it, but I'm going to steal that, Bruce, so thanks for that. So, yeah, thanks again. Good to see everybody. Like I said, we were just about to raid out, but I feel like I need to at least go for a few more minutes, right? Because it's just plain rude, isn't it? And we were going to raid out to Layla. I was just saying who's on, who can we raid out to, who haven't we raided in a while. And yeah, I was like, okay, let's look back through our history, because every time we raid out, it sends a Discord message to a private channel that I have. And so because I always forget, I forget a lot of things, but I forget who we raid out to, and I don't want to keep raiding the same people. So we were just going back through the list of who we've previously raided, and I was reading them out, and then in comes the raid. I'm like, wait, what? But yeah, I don't see Layla in there, so next time. I'll get you next time, my pretty, and your little dog too. Well, something like that. Okay, so yeah, I've been working on a super secret, I mean, yesterday I started it, super secret new redemption. Usually I try to make my redemptions be video game related. This particular one has no ties to video games, but hopefully it will just be a little bit of fun for people. So I have redemptions. I was literally Barducky just about to click on it, and it disappeared, the option, because you did it. So some of the redemptions are on randomizers. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So that was the elephant in the room. And we also have Feeling Blue, which you might be able to blow me off the track. We have a number of days to Christmas.
Let it snow, let it snow.
147 days. Sometimes the snow falls down in June. Right? If QVC can have Christmas in July, we can have snow. Okay, Barducky, you got me with that one. Alright, I'll give you that. So, yeah, lots of different redemptions here. Mostly, they work okay. Oh, look, there's a little Mario Kart driving across the top. Yeah, sometimes we have to do some live fixing and get them back up and running again. But I think for the most part, we have a pretty solid set right now. Two white ones are not currently working because we had a disconnect earlier because the internet dropped out. And now, for some reason, the two redemptions that control my webcam don't work. We have a steampunk yourself currently on cooldown, but that will take your name and we'll spell it across the screen in steampunk style letters. We have some TTS, Stanley Parable, Pyro and GLaDOS. We have the Chat Ragdoll Racing for 500 Pointeroonies. Hang on a minute. Let me go over here. Blah, blah, blah. Chat Ragdoll Racing is so good, I've actually just doubled the number of points to play it. So it is now 1,000 points to play Chat Ragdoll Racing, because that does actually take up quite a chunk of time. So I think that needs to be 1,000 channel points instead of 500. And that's actually the game created by Scuffed Game Dev, which comprises Clayman Dev. I don't think I've had a shout out for Clay yet, so it's to Clayman Dev and Black Mage UK, aka Marcus. Pouring rain and storms.
Stuck.
What?
Sir. Oh my god. You took too many steroids, is it? Eskimania? What are you doing?
And if you feel like you'd want to come back another day and you're not already following me, and you know, I'm happy to watch somebody that's not quite as good, not quite as entertaining, but tries really hard as Layla, then drop me a follow. Alright, so recently I was trying to get to my follower goal of 1,000, which I did meet and exceeded, which is nice. So my next follower goal is, I think it's 2,000. Usually shows below the stream. I don't like to have bars on the screen. In fact, the subscription goal bar there, that's probably going to be going soon as well. Anyway, when we think of what we can put in the space instead. Yeah, we just like to have some fun here. Just chit-chatting, just game dev, just, you know, fairly laid back. Nothing too crazy town. Such a show off. Who's showing off? I'm not showing off. Or is Captain Crab showing off because they're getting rain? What you could put in the space, a counter of started projects. I'm not even sure with 2-point font that would be enough space, Badaki, but yeah. What Belen suggested is to have something similar to how Wallaber has it on his stream. He has like projects where it's like an animated GIF. I know that Clayman has one in the corner and Irish John Games has one in the corner. And I don't... Do you have one in the corner for the Unwanted War? I can't remember, buddy. But Wallaber has like a strip of GIFs all attached together and it scrolls across his screen so you can see all the different projects. I might do that. We've talked about this one line. The only way there's going to be an archery game on this stream is if you stop streaming, because you have the best archery game on stream. And I don't want to copy you, so I'm hoping you're going to come back to streaming with your archery game, and then there won't be any need for me to do a hat tip, because you'll be already doing it. Yard darts. Not currently, I think. I can't remember. See, I don't feel so bad now. I'm like, I feel bad asking Bardaki, you know, because I do attend his stream and mod it. So, you know, really I should know what's on there. But, you know, when Bardi comes back and he's like, you know what? Yeah, even I don't know. I don't feel quite so bad. So, there we go. So, yeah, there is a space there which, you know, when you do things like hype, the hype robots fill the space, but that's only temporarily. So, yeah. I've not even had the slightest bit of energy to stream this week. Do you know what? I feel you, buddy. I think I've probably had 6 hours sleep in the last 3 nights. It doesn't exactly leave you feeling energetic. So yeah, that was partly why I thought, well, maybe we'll call it for today. Then, you know, I got a raid from the lovely Layla and thought, well, maybe just a little bit longer. But if we show browser, what we were looking at was we were just finishing up the asset store flash deals for the day. So there's a pinned message at the top of chat if you want to see the up to 70% off flash deals for today. And they last for 24 hours only. So Farming Engine, I think, was the last one, possibly. We had Ocular Malice in here earlier saying that he might indulge and buy Farming Engine since it's only $14 instead of $49, so that's a good bargain. And that got us on to talking about Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. I don't think I see myself creating a farming game, to be honest. I'm sure this can probably be tailored to other types of games, like survival games, but I don't really have any interest in creating a game of that sort, so I don't think, at least for this particular sale, this would be a wise investment. Alrighty, the Farming Engine is the last one today. And then it just, obviously, the assets from previous days drop down to 60%. And then tomorrow they'll drop down to 50%. And then there'll be 50% for the duration of the sale. So, quick recap of the 9 assets for today. Retrowave Skies, Skyboxes, UPixelator, turns something or a scene or objects into pixel versions. Pixel Hero Maker, if you do 2D games. Retro Horror Template, if you want a PS2 style zombie game. And here is the accompanying zombies to go with it, also on 70% off. Retro Shaders, if you want retro style look to your game. Retro Horror City, which kind of would go with your horror template and your zombies to go into. Toon City from the wonderful Six Games. And Farming Engine from Indie Mark. And that pretty much rounds out the recap. What's the publisher freebie this week then? Well, since you asked, Tubby Crumbles, the publisher of the week for this week, and it always starts on a Thursday, and then the new one is launched on a Thursday. Oh, I forgot. That's right, Tubby. Thank you for that reminder. Because I don't usually stream on Thursdays, so I don't usually have a stream on the day when the new one launches. And speaking of Six Games, that explains why all their assets are 50% off, because they are publisher of the week. Thank you, Tubby. And for those that want notification, which apparently I was streaming, so I wasn't checking my own Discord server, I have, for free, you can actually get paid assets for free on my server. You can find out all the bundles that are launching, fonts gone free, font deals, all kinds of stuff on my server, and it's all role based, so there are a lot of channels, but you'll only see the channels that you want to see because you'll assign yourself roles for those channels. So such a useful set. Thank you, Bradaki. Thank you. I mean, some weeks the free assets that get posted there that usually cost money can run into thousands of dollars. So I do send out a weekly email saying, hey, this is how many free assets were posted this week, and this is how much you saved. So just a reminder there for you. But Toon Suburban Pack, please don't let this be one that I already have. It's not one that I already have. Excellent. So what you need to do is, if you go to this URL here, I'm going to unpin the flash deals now from the top of chat.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Finite, thank you for the raid. What would we do?
Okay, Finite just raided out. I had him muted in a different window, and he raided out, and I guess it unmuted it. So that's why you heard the raid target. That Finite. I was actually going to raid out to Finite when Layla raided in. I was like, okay, we can't raid Layla. Maybe I'll raid Finite. And yeah, that's not going to happen either. And for some reason, it won't let me unpin the message from the top of chat. It says, unable to update, something went wrong. So if we have any mods still here, Dukesoft, Berlin, if somebody can unpin the message from the top of chat, that'd be great. It's not showing for us. Okay, thank you, 119. That's a big help. So I guess it did unpin it, but it still shows it for me. And probably because we had the disconnect earlier, there's all kinds of things going bonkers. All right. So that's the new Unity Asset Store publisher link. It is 6 games. We're just singing their praises, saying how great they were. And then they go and give us their Suburban pack for free. For free. And this would have automatically been posted either at 10 a.m. my time when the new sale actually started, or maybe a little after that. But yeah, these get automatically posted on my Discord server. So if I wasn't streaming, which I don't usually on a Thursday, I would have seen it and I would have got it. And it wouldn't have been such a surprise when Tubby said, so what's the publisher freebie? I thought he was just like, tell everybody what the publisher freebie is as well, as in, you know, what I presumed was still the one from last week. Okay, so you just take this code down here, 6 games 2025, click on get your gift, and then you either buy now or add it to your basket. I'm going to add it, and then when I view cart, or actually when I check out, I think that's when it shows my details, or my personal details. So we'll hit blur for a moment, okay, because we don't want to dox myself, do I? That would be a bit ridiculous. So you choose checkout. Then when you get to checkout, here's all my details that you can't see, thankfully. Click on the I understand and agree checkbox. Make sure you remember to put in the code, which is 6SICS Games 2025, and apply the code, and then you'll see it change from $28 to $0. And that at that point, that's when you can click on Pay Now. I knew it, you live in a Civilization 6 hex. It is true, Badaki. It's not I can neither confirm nor deny. I can confirm. You are quite correct. And it says, this might take up to a few minutes. Please do not reload your browser. And then again, it gives me a confirmation page. Thanks for your order, and shows all my details again. So that's great of you, Unity. Thanks for that. And yeah, then we can unblur when we get back to the page. And it says up here, you purchased this item today. So here we go. Look, I'm guessing you get the characters, you get the vehicles. In fact, this would be great to use for a jam, wouldn't it? Rebuilt City. Depending on the theme, of course, it's announced for the Holistic 3D Game Jam, which I'm hosting in 8 days. So again, if you want to join the jam, there's the link for it in chat. Just click on that, click on the Join Jam button, and you too can have some fun game dev shenanigans for a couple of weeks. You live rent-free in my head anyway. I think that's a compliment, so thank you. I'm going to take it as such anyway. Alrighty, so thanks to Tubby reminding us about the freebie. This is nice. This is very Sims-esque, isn't it? That's how it looks for me anyway. So if you want to create your own Sims type game, maybe, just maybe, you could use this asset to do it. It didn't have a capper on it, so yes, it was a compliment. That's true, the previous message did, but also, oh, it had a Bardaki love emote. You see, the reason I didn't see that was because for some reason it didn't show me the emote, which I guess is all part of the crashing out earlier. It just showed me the text, so yeah. But also, I'm going to have one last play of the drop game for today, and I think you know which emote I'm going to use for it, don't you, Badaki? I'm going to use my Bardy emote, a personalised Bardy emote. There it is. Oh, is anybody? How about that? Can you? Nobody getting 99 plus today. I think the The last but one person that got over 99 actually scored a perfect 100. That was Hugin. Landed himself a free sub to the channel when he actually plopped into the water. I think he won one line. All right, well, this is a nice surprise. Sometimes the Publisher of the Week freebie I already have in my collection, which happened for like 3 weeks running. Other times you look and it's like, even free, this is not a great asset. But I have a fondness for this particular developer. As I said earlier, I already had their racing asset pack, and now I have their Toon Suburban pack. So yeah, I'm slowly building up my collection of 6 games assets. So their Publisher of the Week, they have some free assets. All their other assets are 50% off because they're Publisher of the Week. But also, if you wanted their Toon City, we just got the Toon Suburban pack. If you wanted the Toon City version, just $12.90. And here's the kicker. On my Discord server, there's a channel called Shh Secrets. And there's a 25% off code in there that you can use 5 times. 5 times. Even on sale assets. Even on Wednesdays when there's 98% off some assets, you can still use the 25% coupon if you haven't used it 5 times already. So, yeah, you should absolutely get in there. Bear, I don't know if you were around when Tubby reminded me, it's actually Publisher Day, Publisher of the Week, sale day, and this Toon Suburban pack from 6 games is the freebie for this week. So, very nice. Especially if you want to create like a Sims type game. Oh, this fly is going to drive me bananas. Yeah. So, let's see if we can back to the publisher page. Here it is. I'll just paste it. Actually, did we? I don't think I did pin it, did I? This fly. Okay, so there's the link if anyone wants to grab it with my affiliate ID. Always appreciated when you use my links because it won't cost you any more, but potentially I might get a few pennies. So thanks to everybody that uses the links. And I think at this point we can probably try and raid out again. Not to Layla, not to Finite, who already laded. So what happens if you cross Layla and raided? You get laded. Okay, so we'll try raiding out to somebody else. See who else is in my list that deserves it. Tim is still on. Tim Burdett, who raids us a few times, and I don't feel like we return the favour enough. Has been streaming for 7 hours and 48 minutes. So I really think we should hurry up and raid Tim, just in case he's thinking of raiding out, and then he can have like we had, where, all right, I'm about to raid out, and then yeah, no. All right, so he's doing some development today, some C++ development by the look of it. So we'll head on over to the ending scene, and a big thanks to everybody today. A big thanks to the people that subbed, people that resubbed. To the mods for keeping us safe, to the people that were engaging, to the people that were lurking, because that all helps with the numbers, so thank you very much. We should get a little thumbnail come up at the bottom corner under the polywhirl of Tim's stream. There we go, live feed.
Shark attacks.
That's who we're going to raid on out to. There's your raid messages. First one is for subscribers. Second one is for non-subscribers, if you want to paste something in Tim's chat when we get there, which is always nice for me. Yeah, big thanks to Layla for the raid today. Always nice when people trust me enough to bring over their communities, and also Simple Game Dev, who raided in as well. Don't forget, Simple Game Dev has the fantastic Artificial game on the Steam store, and Layla is working on the third Tourist. So yeah, I'll be back, not at that time on there, that's the regular schedule, but as we can tell, I streamed on a Thursday this week, and it's in replacement for Friday, my usual stream, because I have a medical appointment tomorrow. So I'll be back on Saturday at 7:30 AM Central Time with the world premiere of my newest Redemption, and maybe I'll have finished up the Sonic one as well, and we can see 2 new Redemptions. And in the meantime, we're going to head on over to see Mr. Tim Burdett and find out what he's working on today. So, thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And if I don't speak to you before Monday, have a great weekend.